Hi everyone, this is Mike. It's actually January 1st. It's later in the afternoon. I'm working out of the condo today. Wanted to get some things done to get off to a good start for 2018. One of the things I wanted to share, and the whole focus of this video, is our approach to real estate. Over the past 7 years, we've grown. We've continued to set sales records for Eric and myself personally for Team Rennick, and we're proud of that. And I was asked the other day, why do I believe that's happened? And that was actually easy for me to answer. Our approach to real estate is about quality. It's not about quantity. We don't want to be the highest listing agent, have the highest number of listings. We don't want to be working with the most number of buyers. We don't want to be an assembly line process. You know, a good friend of mine is probably one of the largest listing agents that I've seen ever. But their approach is fine, maybe for some folks, but at the end of the day, there was over 30 properties, homes and condos that were listed that didn't get sold. They expired without a sale. And when you have too many listings or you're working with too many buyers, you can't do a good job. And that's not what we're all about. So we're never going to go after the mass merchandising. We're not going to have 30 or more listings. We're not going to be taking 3 buyers out in a day, any of that kind of stuff. It's about the high touch approach to quality. Let's take a look at retail and talk about an example. I shop at Walmart and Costco all the time. I respect the mass merchandise approach. I appreciate the price that I can get at those things, but there's certain types of products that I'll buy there. But there's certain types of products that I won't. There are certain things when I go out, I'm going to go to a high-touch realtor, or a real estate, I'm sorry. These are unscripted and these are from the heart. I'm going to go to a high-touch retail store. Maybe, depending what it is, it could be a Tiffany's, it could be a Neiman Marcus, or so on. And that's the style of real estate that we want to offer, because when you're buying or selling a home or a condo or a vacant piece of land or a commercial piece of property, there's a lot of value there, and that deserves that kind of approach. You deserve that as our client. The property deserves that because of the value. So that's what we're going to bring. We're never going to be the highest numbers, but we strive to do an exceptional job day in and day out, whether we're listing a property or we're working with buyers. And we do both sides, and that's one of the strengths that I think a good agent has to have. You have to know how to work with both, and you have to be trained to work with both. Some folks will say, well, I only do listings, I won't work with buyers. Other people will say, I'm only going to work with buyers and I don't want to deal with sellers. I think a good agent has to know how to do all the above, because when you come down to negotiations, whichever side of that transaction you're sitting on, whether that's a sell deal or a buy deal, you have to know the psychology of both sides in order to do the best job for our client. And by understanding that, we can do a very detailed approach to negotiations where everybody comes across without their feelings getting hurt. Everyone comes across feeling they're part of the team, but at the end of the day, it was either our buyer or our seller got an exceptional deal, and that's what we're all about. I've got some notes here, so you'll see me peeking down. Like I said, these are unscripted, but there's some points I want to make sure we don't miss. When we're working with buyers, we take our time, we listen, we have a whole list of questions that we go through because we want to understand what you're looking for, and we also know that many times that's not fully defined. We understand that. We've been there. We get that. We work with you. I think our strongest side on the buyers, other than knowing the market extremely well, is the fact that we have a policy where we don't push. We don't press. If someone says you're not going to buy for 2 years, you call me up or you walk into my office, you share that, that's excellent. We have a process through our customer care process where someone will work with you over that 2-year span or that 1-year span or 3 years, whatever. And we'll make sure you're seeing the kind of properties that you want to see. And we'll make sure we're available when you want that phone call answered. That's another thing, whether it's buy side or sell side. We give out our personal cell phone numbers. I do have a corporate number. We do have a main office number. But rarely will you see that published. I don't want you to have to go through a voicemail system tied to a switchboard somewhere. I want you to have access to our agents, and that's extremely important to me. Again, that's the quality level that I feel our clients deserve. When you look on the sell side, and probably the largest real estate website out there, you know, everyone tells you their brokerage is the largest. Well, the truth is the largest is probably Zillow Trulia. They're owned by one company. And what we do is we know a majority of buyers at some point in the process are looking on Trulia and Zillow for properties. So when our listings are up there, we pay extra and only our company comes up. So when someone on the buy side wants to talk about the listing, the only option they have is to call us. And we pay for that. And the reason that's a benefit to our seller is, let me ask this, have you ever been in a professional office? Or have you ever been into a retail store and you're asking questions and the person that's working with you isn't prepared, isn't trained, or isn't qualified to answer those questions? Well, that's what happens when there's 4 agents that a prospective buyer can choose from when they're looking at your listing online. For our listings, again, only we show up, and the folks that answer those phone calls have been through your property. They know your property intimately, and they can answer those questions. When a buyer calls one of the other agents on another listing and they get a bad experience, they're probably not going to come back. They're going to go somewhere else and take a look. So again, it's always that attention to detail that's important. When we have scheduled showings, we put one of our agents there, and the agent knows the property well. Far too many times, a buyer's agent is going to be in a position where they can't answer a question, and we're there to help. Again, not to step into that transaction in terms of stepping between the buyer's agent and the buyer. No, it's there to support the buyer's agent, because after all, they may be the one writing the contract for the listing that we want to sell together. So it's all about having the personalized touch, but also leveraging technology. Probably everybody's heard of the word Facebook, and probably most folks are Facebook users. Well, today folks don't go to Facebook to buy and sell real estate, but buyers and sellers are on Facebook, and it's a great tool for agents that know how to leverage it. And one case in point, the way I would measure how to leverage it is look at how many followers they have. And when you look at most professional real estate sites, Facebook sites in this area of Florida, the second highest that I can find, and I've looked all over, is less than 5,000 followers. We have over 40,000 followers. We know how to leverage the technology, which whether you're a buyer or a seller, that's the advantage that we bring to you. So it's the high touch, the high quality, it's the people focused, supported by everything we need to in terms of the technological tools out there. Another thing, everyone's going to make mistakes, and if they don't, they're not working hard enough for you. When that time comes and we make a mistake, the first thing we do is we own it. Second thing we do is we apologize, and most importantly, we fix it. So no dancing around the bush, no BS, none of that kind of stuff. When a mistake occurs, we're going to man up to it, we're going to get it fixed, and we're going to apologize. So I wanted to take just a few minutes this afternoon, share our approach to real estate, and answer the question for everyone: why has Team Renick been able to grow over the past 7 years? And our continued business plan has more growth in store for 2018, 19, and 20, and so on. But it's very simple, and it's a premise we'll never give up. It's always about the client. We strive to craft a win-win scenario, and when you're in a process where everyone is winning, we get more for our clients that way. And one of the most important things, and I'd like to leave this message with you as I close, is the way we define ethics or integrity is very simple. It's doing the right thing even when you know that no one else is looking. So the final question I'll leave you with today is a question that I like to ask all the time: what can we do for you? Thanks for taking the time. I hope 2018 is a great year for everybody. Feel free to reach out. Let me know how I can help. Thanks.